1999, and now once again am thrust into the dock by enemies in the regime. But I still want to tell the regime that deprives me of my freedom, I stand by the belief I expressed 20 years ago in my June 2nd hunger strike declaration. I have no enemies and no hatred.
Step 1 toward freedom is often a step into prison. Now I'm taking that step, and true freedom is that much nearer. Now Liu Xiaobo is taking that first step. Now we are standing here shoulder to shoulder today to tell the world, to send a message directly to the Chinese government that if Liu Xiaobo is subversive, then we are all subversives.
So what you can do is to put a couple signature and put a stamp here, and you can just put it in the post office. We try to deliver the message to tell Liu Xiaobo that we do not forget, and all of us care about him. Not just because that he got the Nobel Prize, but also that we urge the release of him.
But in 1989, when the students' movement was initiated, Liu Xiaobo returned from Columbia University to China. And he invited leading intellectuals, dissidents, and student leaders sit in his conference room to talk and how to convince students to withdraw from Tiananmen Square. They were taking under strike there. And so Mr. Liu Xiaobo voiced his idea. He said, we need to be reasonable. We need a peaceful transition.
China has been very active in clamping down of its media coverage of Liu Xia, and the media coverage is still very restricted inside Beijing and the provinces. The national television service and most newspapers, even the most liberal ones, are saying nothing. Newsrooms received a clear order from the propaganda department on October 8th. Quote unquote, it is forbidden to relay information, unquote, about the award. Some Chinese foreign language media, including the English language version of the nationalist newspaper Global Times and the French and English versions of People's Daily, reported the government's reaction. Youth Daily ran a story headlined, quote unquote, Chinese dissident Liu Xiaobo named an insult to the Nobel Peace Prize, unquote. Foreign television stations continue to be jammed whenever they carry a report referring to Liu. Online censorship is still intense, and some bloggers, such as writers Han, and excuse me for the pronunciation of some of these things, have protested by posting empty messages to symbolize the impossibility of referring to Liu.
By 2007, they were such an important organization and key player that we worked with them to organize a campaign on free expression in China in the run-up to the Olympics, trying to get the Chinese government just simply to live up to its promises to protect and promote human rights in China, which they had made in order to secure the Olympic Games. That was a very frustrating experience. When the year began, there were 45 writers in prison. When the year ended, there were 45. There were 44 at the beginning, 45 in prison at the end of the year. And the world did nothing about it. The world did absolutely nothing about it. But following that frustration, months later, we heard about the Charter 08, this document that Chinese writers and citizens had crafted, which really expressed the aspirations of the Chinese people. And as Dr. Jianli mentioned, over 10,000 Chinese citizens have ended up signing that document from all walks of lives, and their courage, the courage that they've embodied simply by signing that document.
Free 刘晓波 Free 刘晓波释放诺贝尔和平奖得主释放诺贝尔和平奖得主言论无罪言论无罪